find it interesting that whenever there's a grievance in the United Kingdom that men have, the press immediately sides with the women every single time. Now, I'm not saying that, like, there aren't cases where women have a point and the press should side with them, but it's like, there is absolutely no grievance on the entirety of planet Earth that men can possibly have that the press would say, okay, fine, that's reasonable. Like, just one. Like, is there, like, nothing in the universe that a man that's a British citizen can say, this just doesn't sit right with me, and the press would say, okay, like, that's fine. Because, like, for instance, this wasn't in Britain, it was in Canada, where you had a guy which made domestic shelters for men. And I think it was like one or two of them in the entire nation. And this was like a private endeavor. Like, it wasn't even something done by the government. Like this rich guy, he actually suffered certain abuse from his wife. And he said, okay, well, there's no hotline for me. Like, there's no one that I can turn to. It's very shameful as a man to come up and admit that I have been abused by a woman. No one believes me. No one takes me seriously. And people just laugh at me when I bring it up. Maybe there should actually be a place for men like me, if there are, so that they can go and get some emotional support. The feminists immediately attacked him, and the media sided with the feminists. And I'm like, but why though? Like, how is that a problem? Like, you already have, like, domestic abuse shelters for women. He's not talking about removing any of those. He's just building additional ones for men. Not acceptable. I saw the same thing with cancer charities. Like, someone was trying to raise the point that, look, testicular cancer is also a problem. Prostate cancer is a problem. Like, can we have more money for that? Immediately attacked by feminists. Like, again, not a single issue that men can have exists. Like, there is absolutely nothing under the sun at all. Apparently not, because now I'm seeing this one, which is incredibly sad, right? Look at this. Men in sheds. It started out as a gathering to reduce loneliness and combat social isolation among elderly men. How is this not a noble endeavor, right? Like, even if you're not a man, even if you're a woman, this cannot one day be your son. This one day can be your husband if you pass away. This one day can be your brother or your father. Like, maybe you're busy at work all day, you have your own family, and your dad, his wife passed away, he's lonely. Wouldn't you want him to have a space? Like, why is this constantly under the lens of the gender war? Why are we constantly pitting men and women against each other when there are issues that affect the whole family? Like, notice how the word family just doesn't exist in the press anymore? It's as if people are perpetually single or perpetually divorced. That there's no time, do you have the concept of, like, the family unit, where the daughter is worried that her old grandfather is now alone and miserable in his house, and she can't really go to see him because she's working 9 to 5. Like, that is never talked in the press, right? And so, like, society is trying to find solutions for these problems. Like, the free market is working. And it's like, okay, what if we have, like, this institution, Men in Sheds, which would allow for lonely men to go together, build stuff, and socialize with each other? Why is that a bad thing, right? Well, apparently it's a bad thing because it pushes women out. And so you have to wonder, well, is it wrong if something exists that pushes women out? Like, do other things exist that push men out? And the answer is absolutely yes. Like, for instance, women-only gyms. Is anyone complaining? I'm not complaining, I'm actually supporting that. Yeah, I do think that women should have a right to go and work out without having men oogle or stare at them. Like, that's perfectly acceptable, right? Or swimming pools only for women. Like, maybe a woman, like, she still has a bathing suit, right? Like, she's not naked, but, like, maybe she doesn't want other men to look at her. Like, there should be a place for her, right? Clubs only for women. Girls' nights out. Like, what is wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. But the question is, like, why can't men have something? I'm not even like a big champion of this, but like you gotta notice that, okay, well, society treats people unfairly, and I as a father have to wonder, it's like, okay, will my son be treated unfairly? What if my son is going to have another boy and my grandson is going to be treated unfairly? Are they going to treat my father unfairly? Because maybe I can take it, but like the people around me that are also family members, maybe they can't. And so like, why do we encourage a system that seems to be just vindictive because they're men? Like, they're not even analyzing what's happening here. They're basically saying, okay, well, men created the thing and women aren't allowed, and so that's a problem. But the next question would be like, why wouldn't women be allowed? Right? Like what is the problem with having women? And the answer is like, well, first of all, there's many other places where I'm sure you can go and build shit that has men and women. Like, it's not like they're being excluded from carpentry. And so the question has to be like, why are they obsessed with getting into this place? Like, if they have already other places, and if they can also build their own, like it's 2025, right? If you have an idea for like women doing carpentry, you can start a GoFundMe, you can start a Kickstarter, like you can build your own and you can keep men out and nobody would complain. In fact, I would even encourage you and support your project if you did that. Why is it that they have to insist to get into a man's space? And so like the question is like, well, why should there be a man's space? Well, this is something you learn in high school. Like, you don't have to study it in the books. You don't need experts to tell you this. Like, it's just something that you learn by living life, that the social dynamics absolutely change when you go out with the guys versus when you go out with only women, right? Like, if you happen to be the only guy at the table and you're surrounded by 7 women, that's a different social dynamic than if you're at a table with 3 men and 3 women. And it's a different dynamic if the people are single. It's a different dynamic if the people have relationships. It's a different dynamic if someone at the table is in a relationship with someone else. It completely changes the entire environment, the entire conversation. Are we going to pretend that that doesn't happen? Like, do we have to lie to ourselves? Do we have to lie to society constantly and pretend that these dynamics don't exist? If they don't exist, why do women want to go out to a girls' night? Like why would husbands not come up and say, no, you're not going up to a girls' night only. No, you're taking me with you. In fact, like, society would say that is a controlling husband, right? He's not allowing his wife to have fun. Isn't that what society teaches? But like, apparently, if the other way happens, if the guy goes like, yeah, I want to go with my friends bowling, and the woman goes like, no, I want to go as well. Well, if he doesn't allow her, he's now an exclusionary, misogynistic pig. And so the interesting thing is that if you even watch the Flintstones, right, like that very old TV show, like, when was it made? The 70s? But even there, Fred would go bowling with the guys, right? Like this is what men do as healing. Now, feminism teaches that it's also for men, right? Like, the patriarchy is hurting men because it's not allowing men to cry and other bullshit. Men don't need to cry. Men actually need to spend time building shit and being around other men. And when you have, like, women there, yeah, it changes the dynamic completely. Look at video games, right? Like, you had video games back in the day, and banter and shit talk, just constantly use the most vile language ever, and no one had a problem with it, because they were all men. They didn't have a problem with words, Oh, Skullfuck47 wants to shag my mom in the bathroom. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, Skullfuck47, I think your mom is a skank as well. That was the conversations, right? Now, what happens when we get inclusivity? Well, the erosion of the male space is all of a sudden terms of service, all of a sudden AI that listens to everything you say, all of a sudden the Kinect camera always on, monitoring your heartbeat, all of a sudden you need to show, various biometric data when you log in so that they can know who's the one doing the talking. All of a sudden you have Ubisoft collabing with the police to call the British cops on their customers for vile speech. Is it the same? No, because now, like, when you have only men, they can be edgy, they can trash talk, they can blow off steam, right? So that when they come out from work and they're angry and they have to deal with all the bullshit that was at work and all the rude customers and they feel like punching someone, Instead of punching someone, they go and they play a video game of League of Legends. They trash talk with the other guy there, and now they're blowing off steam. And that's fucking cathartic, relaxing, so that they can go the next day to work and deal with the morons over there. But now they can't do that, right? Because now when they play League of Legends, well, they have to be very careful not to have a potty mouth, because what if chances are that there's a woman there, and we can't say negative shit, even if no woman is there, right? Like, even if no woman is there, you gotta train yourself to not use gamer words, you gotta train yourself to not use demeaning language. And what's interesting is that, look, I'm fine with this system. Like, okay, let's create a gaming system where it's safe, it's sanitized, so that women apparently can enjoy it. But why can't you have a server for the shit talkers? Why can't you have a servers for the banters? And the answer is, well, you can't, because it's not about enjoyment, it's about control. It's about thought policing, tone policing. And this is what happens, right? Like, this is what inclusivity is about. It's imposing the will upon everyone else, whether they like it, consent to it or not. It's mummying up the place, as they say it. And I have nothing against places that are mummied up. Like, I think they should exist. But, like, why can't places exist where the mommy isn't there? Where you can go out and you can have fun with the guys, just like the women do the same with the girls. Why can't these places exist? And apparently, right, you're going to have this interesting article that talks about these issues, and I'm going to read it on my live stream. We're going to go through it, going to see the history of it. And if you guys want to join my live stream, there's a link into the pinned comment. It will take you to my other channel. Click it there, and if you're watching this video live, there's also a link into the chat. If you click it right now, should appear right now, it will take you to my live stream. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Take care.